Hello everyone. In today's video, we are going to discuss about one more sorting algorithm by name quicksort. Note that quicksort is also based on divide and conquer as compared to merge sort, wherein in order to solve a given problem, we divide the given problem into sub-problems, and after solving the sub-problems, we try to get the solution to the actual problem. So you can see I mentioned that quicksort works on the principle of divide and conquer. In case of quicksort, we use a concept by name partition. Now, what do you mean by partition? Generally, in case of a partition, we take either the first element or the last element as the pivot element. That's what mentioned here. In partition, we generally take either the first or the last element as a pivot element, and we compare that pivot element with the remaining n elements. Now, after doing some comparison, at the end of the partition, we place the pivot element in such a position that it will be its actual position in the sorted array. So if you see, on comparing pivot element with the remaining elements, at the end of the partition, we place the pivot in its actual position in the sorted list. So please note that in case of quicksort, the most important thing is a partition. As I told, we can take either the first element of the array or the last element of the array as the pivot element. It is not compulsion that we should always take the first element or the last element as the pivot element. Even we can take any of the element in the array as the pivot element. Now, if we use the concept wherein the pivot is not the first or the last element, then we call it as the randomized quicksort. Anyway, in this video, we will take the pivot element as the first element, and we'll see how exactly we do partition. Now, one more important thing is, once we do partition and the pivot element is placed in the sorted position, after placing the pivot element in the sorted position, how the array is being divided, whether it is being divided into two equal parts or whether it is being divided into unequal parts, we can come up with what is the best case and the worst case scenario of quicksort. So initially we will start with the concept of partition. We'll take an example and then we'll see how to sort those elements using the concept of partition. Let's take an example and see. Let us consider this elements, and our objective is to sort this element using a quicksort. Now, let us take two index, one index pointing to the first element and one more index pointing to the last index. So let me take left is an index pointing to first element. And let's assume that right is the other index. This is an index pointing to the last element. This was as same as that of the merge sort. Even in case of merge sort, we took two index, one index as left pointing to the first element and one more index right pointing to the last element. Now, so this is my left. Please note that this is my left and this is my right. Note that left is not 8. Left is the index. Left is the index of the array. If the array elements are being stored from 0 to n minus 1, now in that case, okay, left is having a value of 0 and right will be having a value of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right will be having a value of 7. So left and right are the index of the array elements. Now let me take I as left plus 1. So it implies that I is pointing to this element and J is pointing to the last element, that is here. So this was my J. And as I told earlier, let me take pivot element as the first element. Pivot is A of left. I'll assume that the input is array A. So input is array A. So these are my input or my assumptions. Let me assume that left and right are the index pointing to the first and the last element, and I is the index pointing to the second element, and j is the index pointing to the last. Hence, I is equal to left plus 1 and j is equal to right. Now, what we are supposed to do, now you need to compare pivot element. Compare pivot element with, if pivot element is greater than or equal to a of I, do an increment. Just keep incrementing I. Now, what is pivot element? Pivot element is 8. 8 greater than 4. Yes. Increment your I. This became your I. Next, 8 greater than 2. Yes. Increment your I. I is here. 8 greater than 10. False. Now check for one more condition. If pivot element is less than a of j, decrement j. Now at this stage, 8 greater than 10 was false. Now I will compare 8 less than 15. Is it true? Yes. So decrement your j. So this became my j. Now 8 less than 1. So this is false. Now in this case, both these conditions are false. So what we are supposed to do? If this is the case, if I less than j, swap a of I and a of j and continue. In the sense, now I, what is the value of I? I is 0, 1, 2, 3. I is 3 and j is 6. J is 6, which is the index. So I less than j, yes, I is on the left hand side and right is on j is on the right hand side. Now in that case, you need to swap a of I and a of j and continue. So 8, 4, 2, 1, 7, 12, 10, 15. Your j will be at this position only and your I will be at this position, and this will be your pivot element. So after swapping a of I and a of j, you need to continue. I have swapped 10 and 1, and let me continue the same procedure. That means now compare pivot. 8 greater than 1, yes, true, increment your I. 8 greater than 7, yes, increment I. 8 greater than 12, false. 8 less than 10, yes, decrement j. 8 less than 12, yes, decrement j. 8 less than 7, false. Now let me rewrite once again. 8, 4, 2, 1, 7, 12, 10, 15. So this was my pivot. And my I, where is my I? My I is pointing to 12 and my j is pointing to 7. Now what I have done in the last step, I compared 8 less than 7, it was false. So now go for this case. I less than j. I less than j. Is I less than j? No. I is on the right side and j is on the left side. So else. If this condition is false, then what I need to do? I need to swap a of L and a of j. I need to swap a of L and a of j. What is your a of L? A of L is the pivot element and a of j is this. So I need to swap 7, 8, 4, 2, 1, 12, 10. Sorry, this was 15. 15. Else swap a of L and a of j and stop here. Stop and return j as the position of partition. Return j as the position of partition. Now I have swapped 7 and 8. So pivot element is swapped with 7. Now if you see what, this is one partition. I have taken the first element as pivot and I have done some comparison, and at the end of the partition I have placed 8 in such a position that all the elements greater than 8 are to the right hand side and all the elements less than 8 are to the left hand side. Hope this is clear. This is one partition. Now what we are supposed to do? You need to do partition once again for the element on the left hand side, and you need to do partition once again to the elements on the right hand side. Now this 7 will be your pivot element, this will be your I, and this will be your j. Now if you do the partition, compare 7 greater than 4, yes, increment I. 7 greater than 2, yes, increment I. Increment, this was your I. increment I. 7 greater than 1, yes, increment I. Now I is out of bound. I is out of bound. Now go for this case. 7 less than 1, condition is false. So now compare this. I less than j. I is out of bound. Now go for else part. Else part you need to swap j, that is a of j, and the pivot element. In this case pivot element was 7. So 1 will come to this position. 4, 2 and 7. 7 occupies this. 8 was already sorted. Now if I'm doing a partition on the left hand side, I got 7 sorted. Now do a partition on the right hand side. This will be your pivot. This is your I and this is your j. 12 greater than 10, yes, increment I. 12 greater than 15, false. 12 less than 15, true. This is j. 12 less than 10, false. Now go for this case. I greater than j. Now whether your I is greater than j? No. I was pointing to this and j was pointing here. Now this is the else part. Now what you need to do? Swap 12 and 10. So 10 on the left hand side, 12 here, 15. Now 12 is in its actual position. Now in this subproblem, on left hand side there is only one element. So if there is only one element, don't need to do partition. So this is already sorted. Even right hand position, right hand also there is only one element, it is also been sorted. Now only thing is I need to sort this. So take 1 as pivot element. This is your I and this is your j. 1 greater than 4, false. 1 less than 2, false. This case, I less than j. I is less than j. Yes, condition is true. I am repeating. This is not 4 less than 2. It is I. I is the index of the element. Here index of the element is 1. If I store array elements from 0, this is 0, 1, 2. Now in this case, swap 2 and 4 and continue. So I remains as it is and j remains as it is. 1 greater than 2. 1 greater than 2, false. 1 less than 4, yes. 1 less than 4, yes. Bring j here. 1 less than 2, yes. Bring j here. Now I is on the left hand side and I is on the right hand side and j is on the right hand side. This part, swap e of l and e of j. Now what is your pivot? Pivot was 1 and your e of j is also 1. Now swap it. There is okay. Swap means this will occupy this position itself. 1 is sorted. 8, 2, 10, 12, 15. Now I am left out with only 2, 4. And then now this is your pivot. This is your pivot and this is your I as well as this is your j. On doing one more partition here, you will find that all the elements gets sorted. This is the steps that we use for partition. Please note that pivot element is the first element, hence it is E of left. I is pointing to the second element and j is pointing to the last element. What is the step? Compare pivot with E of I. If pivot is greater than or equal, increment I. If pivot is less than E of j, decrement j. Now while doing so, if I is less than j, swap E of I and E of j and continue. If this condition is false, then it implies that we have reached the end of partition. I need to swap the pivot element and E of j and return j as the position of partition. Hope this is clear. We'll see what would be the worst case scenario of doing the partition and what would be the best case scenario of doing a partition in case of the quicksort. Coming to the best case scenario of quicksort, let me assume that there are some n elements in my array. Don't worry about what exactly those elements are. And what we have done, we need to do a partition on this array elements by taking the first element as a pivot. Now I am doing a partition by taking the first element as the pivot. If the position of this pivot element is exactly in the middle of this array element and it divides the array into two equal parts. Now for the next iteration, this first element will be the pivot and on the right hand side this first element will be my pivot. Now if I do a partition on this, assume that this divides the array into two equal parts. Now, on doing a partition here, assume that it divides the array into two equal parts. In the sense, if this was my problem, now while doing a partition, it is dividing the array into two equal parts. And this was my sub-problem, this was dividing my array into two sub-problems of equal size. Then, this would be the best case scenario of the quicksort algorithm. Now, how to express the time complexity? Here the basic operation. What is the basic operation? Basic operation was comparison. If you saw that I was comparing my pivot with A of j or either A of I. Now let me call that basic operation as comparison. Now if C of n denotes the total number of comparison in order to sort n elements, so what you can see is I can express the C of n into 2C n by 2. If you see, I can express into 2C n by 2 plus, this was dividing the array into two equal parts. C of n is equal to 2C n by 2 plus the number of comparison that I am doing in order to put this pivot element in the middle position. So this is the number of comparison. Number of comparison done to put pivot in the middle position. Or I can say this is C of n is equal to 2C n by 2 plus, if you see the total number of comparison, maximum we do n number of comparison. I'll write this as n. So at most we do n comparison to put this pivot element in the middle position. So this keeps recurring. Now what you can do? You can solve this using apply master theorem. What does master theorem says? A, what is the input? A is 2 and B is also 2. My f of n is, what is my f of n is this part, n. Now, n to the power of log A to base B. What is this? N to the power of log 2 to base 2, which is nothing but n to the power of 1, which is n. Now, if you compare this n and f of n, both are, this n and n both are same, which implies that it is case 2 of master theorem, which is nothing but phi of n is equal to theta of n to the power of log A to base B. N to the power of log A to base B, which is nothing but n into log n. So, the time complexity of the quicksort in best case is n log n. Hope this is clear. We'll quickly see what would be the worst case scenario of quicksort algorithm, or what would be the worst case on doing a partition for a given set of elements. Yeah, coming to the worst case scenario of quicksort, let me assume that there are some n elements in my array and I have taken the pivot element as the first element. Now after doing the partition, if you observe that the position of the pivot element remains unchanged. The position of pivot was first, now it is first only. Now what it has done? It has divided the array into unequal parts, wherein on the left hand side there are no elements, and on the right hand side I have remaining n minus 1 elements. This is n minus 1 elements out of n element. So in the next partition, so this was my first pivot of the first partition. For the second partition, let this second element be my pivot. Now even in this case, after doing a partition, if the position of the pivot remains unchanged, now also it has divided the array into in such a way that to the left of this there are no elements, to the right of this there are n minus 2 elements. This would be the worst case scenario. Now in case if I do one more partition, assume that this is the pivot element. Now on doing a partition, the position of this element, I have just denoted it as plus. It might be some element, don't worry. I have the right subarray with size as n minus 3 elements. Now, this would be the worst case scenario of the quicksort algorithm. One best example is if the elements are already sorted. Assume that I have some elements given as an input to quicksort. Now, on doing a partition to this was 1. This was my pivot element. If I do a partition, what is my objective? My objective of doing partition is to place this one in such a position such that to the left of pivot I should have elements lesser than that element, and to the right side of pivot I should have the elements greater than or equal to the pivot element. Now in this case, is there any element lesser than 1? No elements. So I am doing a partition. The position of 1 remains as it is. To the right hand side I will be having 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now if I do a partition on this, 2 as it is, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now if I do a partition on this, the position of 3 remains unchanged, 5, and so on. Same thing. This would be the worst case scenario of a quicksort. So when does quicksort exhibit the worst case? If the elements are already sorted, then the quicksort algorithm exhibits the worst case. Now, how to find the time complexity? Let me, what is it? Basic operation is comparison, and let C of n denotes the number of comparison. Now, how to express C of n? I can express C of n is equal to, if you see this was my C of n. C of n is nothing but C of n minus 1 plus this is C of n has divided the array into C of n minus 1. To divide the array into C of n minus 1, I need to do some comparison. C of n minus 1 plus the comparison done. To divide the array n into an array of n minus 1. Now, what is the maximum number of comparison done? So this is, I can write C of n is equal to C n minus 1 plus n plus 1. The maximum number of comparison that we will do here is n plus 1. N plus 1. Now, please note that when we have two elements, when we have two elements, say 5 and 10, it is already been sorted. 5 and 10 is already been sorted. Now if I call a partition on this, the maximum number of comparison is, after doing one partition, the maximum number of comparison is n plus 1. Number of elements were 2, so it is 3 comparison. For 2 elements which are already sorted, the maximum number of comparison done is 3. So what I can do, I can express this as C of n minus 2 plus C of n minus 1. How to express C of n minus 1? C of n minus 1 is nothing but n minus 1 plus C of n minus 2 plus n plus 1 and so on. And now I can write C of n minus 2 as C of n minus 3 plus n minus 2 plus n minus 1 plus n plus 1. N minus 2 plus n minus 1 plus 1 and so on. Now and finally I can express this as n this. Finally, when I have this as only 2 elements, it will be 3. So I can write this as 3 plus so on, and this is 1 plus n plus n plus n minus 1 plus n minus 2 and so on up to 1. So this is n plus 1 into n plus 2 whole divided by 2 minus this 3. So this is nothing but asymptotically this is n square plus something. I can write it as n square plus 3n plus 2 whole divided by 2. Out of that, n square is asymptotically greater, n square minus 3. So this is theta of n square. So please note that the worst case scenario of quicksort is n square. Coming to the algorithm of quicksort, if you see, the algorithm is being named as quicksort, to which the input is an array A indexed from left to right. That is, left is the index of the first element and right is the index of the last element. That was the input, and the algorithm sorts a set of elements recursively using quicksort. That was the description. Output is a sorted array A. Now, as I told earlier, that in case of quicksort, we need to do partition. Until we have more than one element, we can do a partition. So the first step is that if left is less than right, then I can do a partition. So I am calling partition for the array A indexed from left to right, and I am holding the return value of partition as yes. If you have noted, while tracing the partition function, at the last step was if I is greater than j, we used to swap the pivot element with a of j, and we used to return j as the position of partition. So that is what we have done. So s is the position of partition. Now the element s, the pivot element will be swapped to the s position, and we need to do partition on the left array, and we need to do partition on the right array. So if you see, next I am calling quicksort from left to s minus 1. And again I am calling quicksort from s plus 1 to right. Why there is no s? Because s is the position of partition. I am moving the pivot element to s position, wherein it has occupied its sorted position in the array. So this was about the quicksort algorithm. Next we will see the partition algorithm. Yeah, this is the partition algorithm, wherein if you see, to this partition algorithm, I have the input A, the array A, indexed from left to right. So the description says that it partitions a subarray A indexed from left to right. So what is the first step? First step is we have initialized the first element as the pivot element. So pivot is A of left, I is the index to the second element, hence I is equal to left plus 1, and J is the index of the last element, which was right. Now, what was the condition? So, if the pivot element, until the pivot element is greater than or equal to A of I, we used to increment I. If pivot element is less than A of j, we need to decrement j. So, that was the condition, hence a while loop. While pivot greater than A of I, keep incrementing I, while pivot less than A of j, decrement j. Now, I have taken the upper bound here, while the condition is I less than or equal to right. Next, after doing so, if I is less than j, swap A of I and A of j and continue the same thing. So it is in a while of 1, that is while true. Else, swap A of L and A of j. That is, you need to swap the first element, that is the pivot element, and A of j, and finally return j. In the sense, come out of the partition algorithm. Hope this is clear. This is about the quicksort algorithm. Please note that in case of quicksort algorithm, we do partition. What does partition does? I repeat, partition takes either the first element or the last element as the pivot element, and it does some comparison, and finally it places the pivot element in such a position that all the elements to the left of pivot will be less than or equal to pivot, and all the elements to the right side of pivot will be greater than or equal to pivot. Now recursively I need to do partition until all the elements in the list gets sorted. Hope this is clear. Thank you.